Hot dogs are a simple food, yet so much can be done with them. Whether it's a food truck weenie or trendy bar frank, after reading this hot dog rundown, you may want to hop in the car and go in search of all 50 of the greatest hot dogs. In Birmingham, people love their dogs, and one hot dog fan in particular is Gus Alexander, who runs the iconic restaurant Gus's Hot Dogs. Slinging dogs since 1947, Gus's has hit it big by combining their franks with ground beef, a special assortment of toppings, and an addicting secret sauce. Did you know international houses didn't stop with pancakes? The residents of Anchorage do, and that's why they hit up the International House of Hot Dogs when a craving hits, especially if you're craving a reindeer hot dog. That's right, the Alaskan comes with a reindeer weenie, sautéed onions, and a secret chipotle sauce for an extra kick, and is just one of many delicious combinations. Arizona is famous for their bacon-wrapped Sonoran dogs, and it seems that Tucson's El Guero Canelo has some of the greatest.
Beans, cooked onions, fresh tomato, mayonnaise, mustard, and jalapeno. It made me hungry already.
Some of the ingredients are pretty standard, but it's the warm canoe-like bun, called a bolillo, that scores the real points. Nothing chases off that hot dog craving quite like a foot-long Frankfurter. That's why the top stop in Lone Oak, Arkansas is Tidwell's Dairy Bar. Keep it simple and order up that foot-long with everything. The Los Angeles eatery Pink's has a long and famous history with their food, and they've been made especially popular through a massive celebrity presence as well. The most popular dog is the classic chili cheese dog, or you could be adventurous and throw on some guacamole instead. Amid their many varieties also comes the Lord of the Rings dog with onion rings and barbecue sauce. You're gonna want to pencil Denver's biker gyms into your itinerary ASAP. You might not like the look of snakes, but the taste of a rattlesnake frank might change your mind. Be warned that both the rattlesnake and rabbit frank aren't always available, but you can always delve into amazing other choices like wild boar and ostrich. Rawley's Drive-In in Fairfield, Connecticut may have other options on the menu, but let's face it, it's the hot dogs that you're going to be diving face first into. Choose the Works dog to ensure you get all the flavor profiles they offer. The Doghouse, a little roadhouse counter off a highway in Newcastle, Delaware, serves up franks on hoagie rolls for a unique but incredibly tasty take on the hot dog game. There are all sorts of toppings to choose from, so dazzle your dog up with whatever your heart desires. One of the best things about Florida is the incredible Spanish food, and El Chuzo BBQ in Tampa is no exception. They offer so many great items, but when it comes to their hot dogs, you gotta get yourself the Paro, which comes topped with bacon, cheese, french fries, and whatever condiments you want. The Varsity is an Atlanta staple.
It's like if you're from Atlanta, this is part of your history, and so you kind of transfer that to your kids and your grandkids.
They aren't just known for serving up great food, it's the world's largest hot dog stand. And to make sure you do things right when you go, get a huge scoop of chili on that frank, and your appetite will thank them after that first bite. You gotta get to Hula Dog for a super unique take on franks that'll have you yearning for island life long after you leave. Insider tip, order up a fresh squeezed lemonade to help wash that hot dog down. Fans on social media have said that they want to go back to Hawaii just for another chance to eat at this little slice of hot dog paradise in Waikiki. State fairs are the kind of place you can find ridiculous concoctions that'll send every cardiologist running for the hills in fear. At the Idaho State Fair, that concoction is the Tater pig. It's basically a loaded baked potato split down the middle, where a hot dog is carefully nestled, along with a variety of toppings. Head to Chicago's Maxwell Street Market to Jim's Original for a great Chicago-style hot dog with an even greater history. The buns are slathered in yellow mustard before receiving a huge scoop of grilled sweet Spanish onions and spicy peppers. You can also double down on the franks with a 2-in-1 bun, or try their Polish sausage as well. In Fort Wayne, you get to enjoy a different Coney Island energy, but one that still has the great-tasting boardwalk food at Fort Wayne, Coney Island. The only frank you need to order to experience the island properly is the aptly named Coney Island hot dog with mustard, Coney sauce, and chopped onions. Fans praise the hot dogs, the tasty chili, and the restaurant's nostalgic, albeit cramped appeal. You'll find a simple setup with Bob's Drive-In in Le Mars, Iowa. However, the flavors they provide are far from simple. They make use of loose meat on their dogs, and while it doesn't sound super appetizing, the ground beef it refers to is. So order up the Bob Dog to get a dog with that iconic loose meat for the full experience. Fritz's Meat and Superior Sausage in Leawood may just be a small butcher shop, but they know what people want when it comes to meat. The place does everything from ribs to smoked sausages, so even if you go and decide a hot dog isn't tops on your list, you'll surely find something delicious waiting for you. There are multiple Dixie chili locations in Newport, Erlanger, and Covington, and the place is super quaint and adorable, just like their Coney dogs. The name implies they're known for their chili, but they pile their franks super high with all sorts of fixings as well. If you want to go hard, order up the crocodile and thank us later. When a craving for hot dogs strikes, head to Dat Dog in New Orleans for some unique creations. Have you ever wanted to try alligator but never knew where? What about franks made of crawfish and duck? Dat Dog has you covered, and their toppings are also wild, with blackberry sauce, blue cheese, and crawfish étouffée. When people in Cape Nettic, Maine want a dog from Flo's Hot Dogs, they need to plan accordingly, because the restaurant is only open for a few hours. What makes the franks so special? People say it's all about the special relish they make in-house. It's a spicy chutney-like relish that pairs perfectly with the other two toppings, mayonnaise and celery salt.
True Flo dog is Flo's relish with mayonnaise and a sprinkle of celery salt. And I tell people who come in here and order mustard and relish or ketchup, I said, it's a wasted trip. Why did you stop?
Maryland is known for their crabs, so you better believe that Stuggy's in Baltimore allows you to get a healthy dose of fresh crab meat added on top of your hot dogs, like with the crab mac and cheese hot dog. But there's plenty of other options on their menu, including the Bruce Lee hot dog. If you're in Fall River, Massachusetts, look no further than Graham's Hot Dogs. To make your trip truly worth it, it's highly advised you add some chili and cheese or even bacon. You may not see all the options on the menu, so be sure to investigate a little deeper. If you want to venture to yet another Coney Island Our Wonderful Country offers, head to Detroit for the most patriotic version, American Coney Island. Decades ago, when the place opened, the Caro's family developed a secret chili sauce recipe that took center stage in every bite. Make sure you don't miss out on this amazing condiment. What's better than munching down a couple of franks while out on the town? Working off the meal with some intense games of pinball, of course. And that's exactly what you can do at Tilt's Pinball Bar in Minneapolis. But they don't slack in other aspects, especially the hot dogs. You can keep it simple with the OGB, or set your mouth ablaze with the daring, saucy, spicy dog. The name might be small-time hot dogs, but the flavors packed into their specialty dogs are huge. If you're feeling like a little flavor of the ocean with your frank, order up the Raging Cajun, doused in Cajun crawfish sauce. Or, since it's the South, might as well order up a Southern dog. This food truck pops up around the state, so following them on social media is your best bet to find them. What started as a small St. Louis stand in 2008 blossomed into something so much more for Steve Ewing of Steve's Hot Dogs, the music maker behind it all. Where else can you order a hi-ya dog with grilled onions, grilled peppers, banana peppers, bacon, and provolone cheese? Or indulge in their best seller, the mouth-watering Gorilla Mac and Cheese dog. If you're looking for a great frank in downtown Billings, Montana, don't let the name dissuade you from going to the Burger Dive. The burgers are good enough to win a World Burger Championship and for a visit from Man vs. Food, but they also sling some awesome franks. You might not have ever heard of the town of Beatrice in Nebraska, but one stop at Julie's Hot Dogs and this place will get burned into your memory. The memorable Asian sensation dog comes with slaw, cream cheese, Thai sauce, and a sprinkle of chow mein noodles. You could also always build your own footlong frank too, using a plethora of ingredients. The Las Vegas restaurant Buldogi's is chock full of Korean flavors to scratch the itch of anyone craving both a frank and Korean barbecue. If you want to keep things super Korean, order up the bulgogi frank topped with bulgogi meat, Asian slaw, green onions, sesame seeds, and house-made bulgogi aioli. Or get really adventurous with the spicy but delicious angry dog. This old-fashioned Portsmouth, New Hampshire lunch cart was created in 1940, and there's something about that old-timey feeling that sticks with you after you leave Gilley's Diner. You'll have the option to get your dogs steamed or grilled, and for less than $5 they can get kraut, chili, or beans. Nothing super fancy here, but you don't always need fancy to make something worth every penny. Jimmy Buff's was established in 1932 in West Orange, New Jersey, and they serve up Italian-style hot dogs, which are slightly different in look, but just as tasty as the rest.
This is a place where you go when you want to eat something that tastes real.
These franks are served in a half-moon shaped bun, and then loaded with mustard, peppers, onions, and fried potatoes. Fans of Better Call Saul might remember the Doghouse Drive-In featured in an episode of the show. Luckily, you don't have to be a television star to visit the Albuquerque hotspot. Snag yourself a foot-long dog loaded to the brim with red chili. The best part about a frank this big is that you can share it with a buddy. Just outside of Utica stands a dairy bar that dishes out awesome dogs every day to a huge group of eager patrons. There are no specialty dogs at Voss Bar B-Q, just your standard frank and bun options with some good old fixings to slather on top. Ask for the hot dog Mexi all the way to get the potpourri of mustard, relish, kraut, pickles, chili, and cheese. North Carolina barbecue is great, but you wouldn't want to miss out on the fantastic hot dogs at Pulliam's Barbecue either. The Winston-Salem Eatery has been around since 1910, and you'll notice the neon red color of the dogs, which harkens back to a method of hiding old meat many years ago. Of course, these dogs are fresh. Be sure to get a scoop of homemade white slaw and chili on your frank. It's located right near the University of North Dakota, so you know if Dog Mahal Doghouse is good enough for hungry college kids, then it's good enough for you. Get yourself the classic Chicago dog with pickles, or better yet, try the Chester Fester with mac and cheese and Cheetos. Tony Packo's experience working in restaurants led to his creation of his Hungarian hot dog, a Hungarian sausage on rye bread with spicy chili. It was a huge neighborhood hit, and Toledo's Tony Packo's was soon born. Customers can pick from an American hot dog or a Hungarian sausage. Both are served with mustard, onions, and their signature chili sauce. Anyone in the Tulsa area has likely heard of Coney Island hot wieners, and it even snagged a spot on People magazine's Best Hot Dogs in Every State list. So what exactly swayed the folks at People to pick this joint? Well, as the list states, order the 3 Coney dogs with chili, onions, and shredded cheese, and be sure to ask for a dusting of cayenne pepper to complete it. Located in Portland, a city that certainly has a hip vibe to it, Olympia Provisions Public House has a massive selection of franks, sausages, kielbasa, and other wursts to sink your eager teeth into. Meat is clearly their thing, so you can trust they'll lead you to the land of flavor successfully. Need a tall draft beer to wash it down with? They can handle that too. If you're looking for a hot dog with a touch of cheese flavor, then go for the Käsekrainer. The cheesy sausage is loaded with sauerkraut and Dijon mustard atop a bun. The destination hot dog nirvana that is Brighton Hot Dog Shop isn't so much one place, but several, as it boasts 11 locations throughout western Pennsylvania and Ohio. The go-to here is the classic chili and cheese dog, and while it highlights a menu that doesn't get too crazy with its toppings, it still brings the traditional spicy creamy combo better than anywhere in the state. Another reason people make the drive to their nearest Brighton location are the fresh-cut, crispy fries that explode with flavor in your mouth, even if they're not covered in chili. Head to the Castle Luncheonette in Woonsocket for their Stuggy dogs and dynamites. What Rhode Island refers to as dynamites are sloppy Joe-like sandwiches, but Castle Luncheonette takes that pepper-filled meat sauce and ladles it over Stuggy dogs for a hearty and intense handful of flavor. In the vicinity of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Jack's Cosmic Dogs has accumulated numerous awards and nominations over the years. Nearly all of the dogs have cosmic names, like Crypto Kraut and Orbit City, but the Cosmic Dog with blue cheese slaw and sweet potato mustard is the real play. In fact, Food Network star Alton Brown even said they were the best dogs he ever ate. There isn't a more appropriately named place to go than Hungry Dog in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Hungry Dog is so good.
Check out the Whiz Dog, an all-beef hot dog wrapped in bacon, beer-battered and deep-fried before getting covered in house-made cheese sauce. Or how about the Hungry Dog itself, a foot-long frank wrapped in bacon and fried, topped with ribeye and a dousing of chili. Dyer's claim to fame is their burgers that are cooked in the same strained grease for over 100 years. This Memphis burger joint also serves franks that are dropped in the same iconic oil, and they're just as good. The toppings are standard, but it's that ageless grease that gives Dyers a flavor like no other. When driving through Dallas, you wouldn't expect to see something called the Sumo Shack, but that's what makes it a unique oasis-like restaurant. A hot dog with a wild Japanese twist. Their beef Tokyo dog whisks you away to Japan with bonito flakes, nori, scallion, sesame seeds, caramelized onion, and Kewpie mayo. Provo may lack fraternity houses and bars boasting $4 liquor pitchers. But make no mistake, it's still a college town. The home of Brigham Young University may be dry, but that doesn't mean it's not still teeming with budget-conscious college kids looking for a great cheap meal. And many of them find it in the grill-marked goodness that is J-Dawgs. The dogs here taste like they came fresh from the fire, charred nicely and topped with a secret barbecue sauce. Handy's Lunch is a cozy spot, exactly the vibe Earl and Flora Handy gave it when they opened it in 1945. The Burlington Cafe has come a long way since then, but one thing has stayed consistent: the quality of the hot dogs. Even though you're in Vermont, it's their Texas dog they love to flaunt. It's a frank, split down the middle long ways, and then piled high with Texas chili. Virginia is known for their ham, but in the small mountain town of Crozet lies Sam's Hot Dogs, a place serving up franks so tasty you forget all about the ham. The rules at Sam's are simple. Pick a regular-sized or foot-long frank and then top it with mild or spicy chili, coleslaw, and fresh onions. The man who runs the stand right outside CenturyLink Fields in Seattle, Joe Bernstein, made his dream come true, only to see his Joe's Grilled Gourmet Dog stand fall victim to COVID-19. However, all hope was not lost. Thanks to Sounders FC Relief Fund, Joe was welcomed back and was slinging up dogs topped with cream cheese and grilled onions outside the stadium. Hillbilly Hot Dogs in Lesage, West Virginia has an awesome selection to pick from. Keep it simple with their iconic Hillbilly dog and chili sauce, or challenge yourself to the 15-inch homewrecker with jalapenos, habanero sauce, and coleslaw. And if the homewrecker doesn't feel enough like a challenge, be a hero and take on the 24-inch Widowmaker. When you step into Milwaukee's Vanguard Bar, prepare yourself for an intense but delicious menu. Grab a classic sausage made with a variety of unique herbs and spices, or turn things up from 10 to 11 with a styled sausage, like the Bunkhouse, a bacon-wrapped cheddar wurst with fried jalapenos, cheddar cheese, barbecue sauce, and guacamole. When it comes to hot dogs, the Laramie Burger and Wing Joint, born in a barn, brings a variety of offerings you wouldn't expect. Sure, you could order the quarter-pound beef frank in a traditional manner, or Chicago style. But Born in a Barn has graced its patrons with a number of inventive hot dogs over the years, such as the Cabo Wabo dog, topped with cream cheese, pineapple pico de gallo, pineapple sriracha, and cilantro. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite hot dog joints are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.